Hi everyone, it's day 55 of my vlog-a-day challenge for Cure Leukaemia, and on today's vlog I'm going to be bringing you the penultimate part of Sam's story. So, Sam's transplant day was the 24th of August, and her cousin travelled from Mansfield in Nottingham to sit with her during the procedure, and at about 3:45 in the afternoon, Sam's bag was hooked up and she watched as the glittery stem cells filtered through a line. It was really special. From that day onwards, Sam continued to struggle with the side effects of the chemo as well as the transplant. She suffered with horrendous vomiting despite being on constant driver filled with anti-sickness drugs. She also had extremely painful it's been a very long day. Mucositis in her throat, and it felt like her throat was filled with ulcers, and she could barely even swallow water. Eventually morphine was added to a driver and it took the edge off the pain but didn't get rid of it entirely. She had 3 different drivers because they kept malfunctioning and beeping, and anyone who's ever been through chemo will tell you that beeping machines become the bane of your life, Sam's put. Because of staff shortages, she was often left for hours with a beeping machine. Eventually she figured out how to take the drivers out by herself so she could put them somewhere where she couldn't hear them. The side effects continued: serious stomach pain, indigestion, constipation and diarrhoea, and she suffered with severe weight loss and became quite weak. She also started to develop a rash and have very dry skin. After 3 weeks her levels started to recover. One morning her neutrophils were 0.4 and the next day they were 4.6, so that's obviously a huge jump. Unfortunately, she wasn't allowed to leave hospital at that point because she'd developed bronchitis and needed extra antibiotics. She also had an infection in the Hickman line, so it was decided that she should have it taken out. Sam's daughter and ex-mother-in-law were in the room when she had the procedure and they found it fascinating. That same day, 8th of September, the doctors decided that Sam could go home, still suffering with bronchitis. The one goal she had for chemo 3 was to be out in time for her sister's wedding, and she made it with a month to spare, so that's awesome news. In total, she was only in hospital for 3 weeks and 3 days for a final chemo and transplant, the shortest time of all of her chemos. Even though it was extremely tough and Sam was in a lot of pain, she stayed focused and positive. From the beginning, she was determined to fight, A, because she wasn't ready to die, and B, because she needed to live for her children. She saw every single treatment. She saw every single bit of treatment, every allergic reaction and every side effect as a necessary evil, and she had to endure and go through in order for her to get better. From the day of diagnosis to the day that she left hospital after her transplant, it was 4 months and 18 days. And Sam's put our NHS as an incredible institution filled with knowledgeable health professionals who have access to cutting-edge treatments, which is enabling more cancer patients to live. Yes, we have to go through hell. That is the nature of the disease. However, if we fight with everything we've got, if we refuse to be defeated, regardless of what life throws at us, we can win, or at the very least, live way longer than we were ever expected to. Having leukemia was tough. Chemo was a living nightmare. The transplant was, and still is, a massive challenge. But she'll never regret having it. It wasn't a bed of roses to begin with, but her life has changed beyond recognition since she's had it. So yeah, that was all about Sam's transplant. And tomorrow's vlog, the final vlog on Sam's story, is going to be like a little follow-up on how she's doing now, 18 months post-transplant. So yeah, tune in to tomorrow's vlog for the final part of Sam's very, very inspirational stories I've been saying all week. Yeah, and I'm sorry if today's vlog's a little bit rushed, but it's been a very, very long day and I think I'm about to fall asleep, so I'm gonna go now and send everyone lots of love, because yeah, I think I'm honestly about to fall asleep. So yeah, I love everyone lots and thanks for watching. Yeah, and I love you all, so yeah.